how we approach pressuring the guard when we stand, and then we're going to do more drills once we kind of conceptually understand it. So, you know, when we're on close guard, our job is to open the guard, get to combat base so they can't open the guard anymore, and then we pass from there. But ideally, if we enter someone's guard and he's playing open guard right here, his legs are open, I'm always going to pressure his guard with my lead leg. So, you know, I don't know, it's up to you guys. It doesn't matter which side you like. For me, it changes sometimes. But for the most part, I'm just right hand dominant, so, you know, I'm going to start pressuring here. And so when I pressure, I want my foot to be deep but close to his body. I don't want it back here, and then I'm leaning forward off balance with my shin. I want my foot as deep as I can get, and then pressure here. This guy can play a De La Riva hook. This is what this is called, which, you know, it's effective. So to negate that hook, I need to kind of turn my knee and my toes outside and kind of pressure my knee to the outside. I'm pressuring him. When I do this, it makes it harder for him to breathe. So believe it or not, I'm taxing him a little bit right here already. Because, you know, if he can play out here and free and put his legs, his knees, and his feet where he wants to, he's comfortable. But the minute you start doing this, I'm kind of initiating what's going on here. And he's going to try to create space. I'm just going to continue to maintain pressure here, okay? So this is going to, we come in staggered. If I come in with both feet here, he's going to grab my ankles. He's going to sweep me backwards by applying pressure. I'm going to fall down, and he's going to come up. So always staggered. I never want to be bent over at the hips here. This is a triangle or armbar waiting to happen. That's how you get in trouble. I want to change my level. I want to squat. And apply pressure here. So I'm here. Listen, the reason why I stand to pass is for two reasons. If you have to sprint across the mat on your knees versus running on your feet, you're gonna, on your feet, you're probably gonna do 3 laps by the time you get across on your knees if you're fast. You're just faster. And the other thing is, we want to not give this guy an opportunity to submit or anything. And when we're on our knees, we're in his target range. It's just a matter of time. If they have a good guard, they're going to catch a triangle, they're going to catch a sweep. Here, we're out of target range. I can't, as long as I have this pressure here, it's kind of like a standing combat base here. You can't throw up a submission of any kind. I'm safe. So I'm going to use my speed and agility to get me past while I stay out of danger by being up. Okay? So this is where we're going to be. Now, when I come in to apply pressure with my hands are secondary. They're not my primary means of pressure. My primary means of pressure are my legs, my hips. And again, if there's a spike coming out of my knee, I'm stabbing him with it. That's kind of the concept here. Now, I change my level, my hands come in, I'm controlling the inside of his hips. In this case, if he's straight up and down, he can play guard to his left or his right. He can just hip out, hip escape, and so I want to make him commit to one side. So I'm applying pressure here. I'm going to come in heavier with this hand and make him kind of force him to open his hips to his left and my right. And now the battle becomes, how do I start to pass to this side? So all we're going to do here is we're going to apply pressure. Look, I'm not too much bent over. I'm going to change my level and squat. He's going to be pushing here, trying to create space because you're applying pressure. So go ahead and push with this, right? So this is going to be the battle. He's going to push. And eventually I'm going to put it in between my legs right here, and I'm just going to sit down in the catcher's position. Look, in my catcher's position, I want your feet back a little bit. A little bit. Because if you're too far forward, he can knock me back a little bit better. We're going to play on that, but still, I want your toes back a little so all your body weight is forward on this shin. I can stay right here. This hand is here in his chest. My forearm still committing his hips to his left here. And from here, I can start my pass. And the pass we're going to work on today is I'm going to push and test and retest. And when I push into him and he pushes back, I'm just going to pop my hips up, guide his leg back between my knees, shoot my hips forward. Knees got to land first, not your hands. Knees first, and then come underneath his arms with your hands, and then work to mount. So, our partner's going to be here in open guard. We're going to come in and pressure the guard, okay? We're going to apply our hands and change our level. And we're going to, boom, step back real quick, step over this leg, get in our catcher position. In our catcher position, hand on the chest, forearm kind of committing his hips here, hugging his knee, okay? Hugging his knee. This allows me to stay close. I'm going to ride it when I feel he's pushing me back, up, hips forward, hands underneath the arms, crawl them out. Okay? So let's practice this, then we're going to get into more drills. is that you're gonna always put, this is more of an open guard bottom. We'll get into this too if I'm on the bottom drill. But I'm gonna have one leg inside his knee, the other toes out on his hip. And the deal is when he's trying to pass and move around, he's gonna do the work. So if he moves to his right, yeah,
oh, okay.
right, I stay. He's doing the work. He goes the opposite direction, I switch my feet, he's doing the work. So what we would do normally in this drill is we had no hands, then we both had one hand to use, then we both had, in the third minute, we both had both hands to use to try to pass. We're not gonna do that. I want just, really the primary purpose of this drill is for this guy to work on his balance. So the bottom guy can use his hands 100% of the time, below the knees. So I can look for sweeps, boom, but the top guy can't use his hands, it's just his feet. I want you guys to get used to applying hip pressure, shin pressure, and stepping out of stuff. So if I try to hit the sweep, he's out, but he's on balance, right? He can't use his hands, but he's just working on maintaining balance, while the bottom guy's at an advantage with both hands. Standing to pass, especially effectively, is you got to have solid balance. You got to be light on your feet. You can't be heavy-footed, boom, 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 plodding around. You got to be nimble. So we're going to work on that. So we're going to do a minute with one guy on top, do another minute with the other guy on top. Then I'm going to have you guys rotate. So we have different partners because I know some of you have higher levels of sweeps in your back. So I want you guys to go with some of those guys who can actually know the tripod sweep series and stuff like that. So you guys are, working on it. So go ahead and get back to the original partners for 1 minute. The bottom guy has it full use. The top guy only hit. I want you to apply pressure to the guard. And nimble to get around, but generally, we're not going to try to outspeed this guy around his guard. It's just not going to work. It might work for some white belts and blue belts, but we're not training to be white belts or blue belts. We're training to beat everybody. So, I'm never going to get around someone's guard. The best way to pass guard is just through it, right through it. My strength against their strength. So if I come up against him, and I'm gonna give my best passing game against his pass game defense, and that's right here. We're just gonna cut right to the chase. Because from here, we can start getting, just so you know, I got the movement amount. But if he favors this way, I've got the move to knee slice here where I'm passing. If he goes the other way, I've got my smash passes. We're going to learn all this. We've got an option to either side or straight ahead. But we're going to go cut right to the chase. We're splitting his guard. That's how we pass. I'm going right through it. And if I can't pass it, I need to strengthen what should be my strength, my passing, right? And so we'll start putting stuff together like here, like I might pressure and he pushes back, I might kick back, boom, boom. So we're going to use all those things in combination. So for now, we're just going to drill some up, down, out. I want you guys to try to pass. I don't care what you do, or if you can use the one amount which we practiced today, but for some of you guys, this is your first time standing and passing. I feel like don't want to pushing on me, and my counter is to really lean my head forward. That's the wrong movement or thinking, If I'm having to overcommit my weight to compensate, I should just maybe go with what he's doing, right? If he's pushing that hard where I've got to lean that far forward, then I should be back and redirecting and taking advantage of something. Ultimately, like when I pass guard, I come in here very calm. Very calm. It's not a frenzy, it's nothing. I'm very calm and I'm testing him. I'm putting pressure to see how he reacts. And based off that reaction, I'm going to do something, whether it's leg drag or whatever. But I don't come in like boom, 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 boom. It's just like boom, what's he going to do? And he's going to do everything he wants to do, and I just react to what he does, and I take advantage of it. Okay, so slow it down a little bit. You're still putting pressure. Look, this whether I'm active or not, I'm still actively passing his guard when I'm doing this. This is still in the process of passing his guard. Whether I'm not even moving here, I'm just applying pressure. This is still part of the process. This is okay, right? And then start reading and reacting from this guy. Make him make a decision, and then when he starts to react, you guys are gonna take advantage of whatever he does. So slow it down. The more you slow down what's going on in your head, the more you can read what he's doing. It's hard to read. Jiu-jitsu a lot is reading what your opponent's going to do. You can feel they want to move. They're going to explode right here. You can't feel that if your mind's trying to output only. We got to output, little input, little output, little input. So that's kind of the approach, okay? All right, guys, that's it. Good class, good work. What did Derek say the other night? Blessed be your gi and your belt. Blessed be your gi and your belt. I told him we do this in the morning. Blessed be your gi and your belt. Blessed be your gi and your belt. Blessed be your gi and your belt. Thank you, Coach.
It's like a ritual.